Motorboater passing us. Losers. All right, the current is very strong. So we've got basically like 2 knots of current. So we're going 0.7 knots through the water. So, and there's like no wind. And the wind, like there is a little bit of wind, but it's coming, you know, it's headwind. So, I don't know, maybe we'll just throw the jib out and see if we can do some backward sailing. All right, we'll throw it out on the starboard side. Alrighty, so we've got the sails are up, jib's flying. Yeah, might as well turn the engine off, see if we can. I can feel a little bit of wind, so see if we can sail. But let's go ahead and turn the engine off, see if that works. Put it in neutral. Boom! Like it's brand new. All right, not bad. We picked up some wind. We got some wind. We are sailing. Man, I love sailing. It's crazy to think just like, so like, I think 3 months ago, or it was 4 months ago, it was like the first time I took the boat out, because I've lived on the boat for about 7 months, and it took me a little bit to get it, you know, all the running rigging and all the hoses had to be replaced before I took it out. I had to do a bunch of stuff to it. But it's just crazy to think that it was just not too long ago. I had no idea how to sail. And now you just come out here whenever I want, really. It's just cool. So what I like to try and do is every time I take the boat out, I try and pick something that goes wrong. And like, what would I do? So for example, the other day, which I actually have to replace the other one, but on the this Traveler, this piece here broke off while I was sailing, and I fixed it while under sail. But it's like, if I lost the screws and all the things fell in the water, you know, what would I do? You know, I mean, what I would do is just honestly just find a way to tie a bowline around the thing or something, tie it off somewhere if it came down to it. But I try and think about things like that, you know, just so like I can run that scenario through my head, and it's like, well, something like that's not the end of the world. That's an easy thing to figure out. But there are other things that are like, you know, if something, I can't really think of an example right now, but if something were to give way, do I need a spare part? Because I don't have a lot of room, you know, on the boat. There's not a lot of room, you know, so do I need the spare part, or do I need, you know, contingency parts in order to fix it? You know, and that's the things every time I come out, I try and run that through my head, and, you know, I kind of just pick a thing. So, you know, if that thing explodes, do I have a spare? Yeah, I do. All right. You know, just stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe give me some advice or information, you know, maybe things you guys can think of. But just keep in mind, I am trying to be very mindful of the amount of room that I have. I don't have a lot of room, and I'll be really weighed down with a bunch of gear anyways. And then also financially, like, I'm strapped. So I'm just going with bare bones. And then just, you know, really what you need is wind, rudder, sails, rigging. That's kind of it. And then just the tools to fix the things when I'm thousands of miles away from anything. So yeah, I still very much so don't know what I'm doing, and I just keep taking it out, keep sailing, keep running into issues, and just keep working out the cobwebs. It sucks sailing on a river, because there's like sailing single-handed on a river is one thing, especially like when it's windy. But sailing single-handed and trying to film is a whole nother realm of bullshit. had a dream, quit my job, emptied my 401k, and now I go sailing all the time. And I'm outfitting my boat to sail around the world, which is nuts. Like, you can be like a totally average dude and do something like this. And I think it's very easy to get discouraged. Like, I've discouraged myself before. I wanted to do this once, about 2 or 3 years ago, because I got diagnosed with Klippel-Feil syndrome. So my spine is like somebody's who's like over 115 years old. It's all deformed, and I don't have any discs, and I run the risk of paralysis. So that's where that like just shook up my life. And then just from there decided to just do nothing but chase my dream. And I tried to do this before and totally discouraged myself, totally thought I wasn't smart enough, all the things, and thought about all the reasons why I can't do it. And then I just made the mental shift of just like, the only way to do this, doesn't matter who you are, anybody can do it. The only way to do it is just by tackling one thing at a time. Like, tackle the thing that's in front of you. Nothing else matters. And sooner or later, sure enough, here we are. I'm sailing all the time, continuing to work on the boat, and we're gonna have to tack soon because we're about to run aground. But boy, do I hate rivers. Like, the river, I don't know. I think it's teaching me how to tack really well. Yeah, in case you guys are wondering, I am in Oregon on the Columbia River. If you're wondering why there's no one out here and it's just me, it's because it's absolutely freezing. Oh, don't lose the phone. The sun's gonna be gone in about an hour. I don't like anchoring here, so I think I'm just gonna start the engine, get to the bridge. That's the bridge that's over there. I don't know if you can see it because we were going backwards and the wind has died a bit. But yeah, turn on the engine, just get to a good anchoring spot. This is a cleat hitch, by the way. And so I'm told to run it at, like the manual says to run it at like, I think it's like 24 or 2500 RPMs, because it's best for the engine. It just seems excessive. I don't like to do it. Like, I usually run it at like 2100 RPMs, because it just seems to be the best. I don't know, feels right. Everything feels right. When you run it lower than that, everything gets very chattery and kind of clunky. But when you run it at higher, at like 2500 RPMs, like the book says, it just seems like it's just screaming, you know what I mean? And maybe that is the best for it, but as far as my mental health goes, I like to run it at 2100 RPMs, and my anxiety, for some reason, is less. I don't know if that makes logical sense, but it is what it is, and that's what it is. Well, it has started to rain, and it's getting foggy and no wind. Miserable conditions. But I suppose it could be like wildly windy. Well, this is a turn of events, and just cold enough so it's not going to snow, but which it is right now. It's about just cold enough to where it's not going to snow and it'll be rain, so that's pretty miserable. I would prefer the snow. Seeing that it's getting dramatically difficult to see and the sun's starting to go away, I should probably put all my my running lights on. Welcome to the inside of my boat, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful, beautiful boat. Put that on, steaming lights, and then we should be good. This is a beautiful boat. It is a beautiful boat. For being one of those YouTubers, you know, like the Sailor James, the Sailing Songbird, Sam Holmes, all those guys, they're like legends. But, you know, they're like those, you know, they're the budget YouTubers. We don't have the mega yachts and stuff. And, you know, for those guys, I would have put myself in their, you know, class, I guess. I gotta say, I got the best boat. Sorry, you guys. I mean, they have better boats. Like, their boats are better for, like, sailing in oceans. But my boat, I mean, as far as if we're talking pretty, I got the most beautiful boat. I got the most beautiful boat. Well, this is a turn of events. We are 21 knots of wind, just like that. 21 knots of wind. Just got the main up. We're going 5 knots over ground, upriver. So we're going 6.1 knots through the water, just the main. Man, what a just goes to show how unpredictable. 25 knots of wind. Man, maybe I should have read the weather forecast. This has turned out to be wild. Didn't expect this. Looks like my prayers were answered. Oh, it's cold. Totally didn't see this coming. Absolutely absurd how it just changed like that. I think there was lightning earlier too. Sweet. And we're really sailing. Probably just leave the main up. Plenty of wind. It seems like it's chilling out at like 15 knots of wind, 17 knots of wind. We went from nothing to bunch of wind, bunch of rain. So I can't see anything. So I really just got to glue my eyes to this GPS here. Well, this will turn out to be a good video. When it's like this, recording's gonna be really difficult. Recording anything meaningful because I'm on the river, you know. I don't have a lot of like room to. I mean, fortunately, the wind's completely 180 or 180, and is directly behind us. Whereas earlier we were sailing into wind, so I don't have to tack back and forth. This is like the best sailing, the most ideal sailing conditions, other than not being able to see a single thing. So we already passed the buoy, no, but. Awesome. Awesome. Miserable. It's so cold and wet. I have to pee, but I don't want to leave. I don't want to go down there and pee. So I'm going to pee over the side. I'll show you how to do it like a professional. Ugh.